Welcome back to WiserReads, the place where powerful ideas from timeless books are transformed into wisdom you can apply to your everyday life. Today, we're diving into a short yet deeply transformative classic, As You Think by James Allen. Though small in size, this book carries a message that has shaped countless lives and continues to inspire people across generations. At its heart, As You Think teaches us one simple but profound truth. Our thoughts create a reality. Allen shows that everything we experience, whether success or failure, health or illness, happiness or sorrow, is rooted in the patterns of our mind. He argues that we are not victims of chance or external circumstances, but rather the architects of our own destiny, building it thought by thought. This book is more than just philosophy. It's a guide to personal transformation. Allen reminds us that if we wish to change our lives, we must begin by changing our inner world. By cultivating discipline in our thinking, focusing on higher ideals, and nurturing a sense of calm purpose, we open the door to better health, greater achievement, and lasting peace of mind. What makes As You Think so powerful is its simplicity. In just a few pages, it distills the essence of self-mastery, that every man and woman hold within their mind the key to shaping their character, their circumstances, and their ultimate destiny. So, if you've ever felt stuck, limited, or at the mercy of life's challenges, this book will show you a way forward, starting with the thoughts you choose today. Stay with us as we unfold the core lessons of As You Think and discover how you too can become the master of your mind and the creator of your life.
The power of thought. James Allen begins by emphasizing that thought is the foundation of all human experience. Every action, habit, and circumstance is first conceived in the mind. Just as a seed determines the kind of plant that grows, the thoughts we consistently hold determine the quality of our lives. Noble thoughts lead to noble lives, while negative or destructive thoughts create suffering and limitation. Allen insists that individuals are not powerless against fate or chance. Instead, they are creators, shaping their destiny through the mental patterns they cultivate daily. A person who nurtures positive, purposeful thinking will naturally attract better conditions, healthier relationships, and more meaningful achievements. Conversely, indulgence in doubt, fear, or selfishness results in circumstances that mirror those destructive states of mind. Ultimately, the power of thought is both a responsibility and a gift. By realizing that life is a reflection of inner thinking, each person gains the ability to redirect their path toward growth, fulfillment, and peace. Thought is the invisible force that builds character, health, and happiness, or their opposites. Mind as the master of character. In this section, Allen explains that character is not fixed at birth, but is gradually formed through the thoughts an individual chooses to entertain. The mind is the architect of who we become. Every repeated thought leaves an imprint, and over time, these mental patterns crystallize into habits, behaviors, and ultimately, character. A person who consistently thinks with integrity, compassion, and discipline becomes strong and virtuous. On the other hand, allowing envy, greed, or anger to dominate the mind creates weakness and moral decline. In this way, character is not shaped by external conditions, but by the inner choices of thought. Allen encourages readers to take ownership of their inner life. By consciously directing the mind toward higher ideals, one can refine character and rise above destructive impulses. The great truth here is that every human being possesses the capacity for self-mastery. Mind governs character, and character governs destiny.
The influence of thought on circumstances. James Allen teaches that our circumstances are not accidents of fate, but the direct outgrowth of our inner life. Every situation we encounter, whether favorable or challenging, reflects the dominant patterns of our thinking. Just as a gardener reaps what is planted, we harvest the results of the thoughts we sow. If one continually dwells on fear, laziness, or resentment, life naturally mirrors those states with failure, poverty, or conflict. On the other hand, cultivating thoughts of diligence, courage, and kindness brings opportunities, harmony, and prosperity. Circumstances, therefore, are not enemies, but teachers, revealing the condition of our inner world. Allen emphasizes that blame should not be placed on external conditions or other people. Instead, responsibility lies in self-examination and inner correction. By transforming thoughts, we gradually transform the environment in which we live. Difficulties themselves often serve as stepping stones, guiding us toward growth and refinement. The key lesson is empowerment. No matter where one starts, change is always possible by changing the inner life. Aligning thoughts with higher principles inevitably leads to improved circumstances and greater fulfillment. The role of purpose in life. Allen stresses that a clear, steady purpose is essential for building a successful and meaningful life. Without purpose, people drift, easily swayed by circumstances and the opinions of others. Purpose acts like a compass, giving direction, energy, and focus to thought and action. When a person dedicates their mind to a definite aim, distractions and doubts lose their power. Discipline replaces hesitation, and persistence overcomes obstacles. Purpose strengthens character, since every choice and habit becomes aligned with a greater vision. Allen also warns that purpose must be noble, not selfish. A life centered solely on personal gain eventually collapses into emptiness or conflict. True purpose uplifts not only the individual, but also contributes positively to others. In essence, purpose transforms thought into action, and action into destiny. It provides stability in times of trial and clarity in moments of confusion. By choosing and committing to a worthy purpose, one creates a life of strength, harmony, and fulfillment.
The effect of thought on health and the body. James Allen explains that the body is deeply influenced by the state of the mind. Thoughts of peace, joy, and self-control promote vitality, while thoughts of worry, anger, and despair weaken the body and invite illness. The mind and body are not separate. They exist in constant interaction, with thought acting as a silent sculptor, shaping health or disease. A person who cultivates calmness and optimism often enjoys resilience and strength. Conversely, one who harbors constant anxiety or resentment drains the body's energy and undermines its natural defenses. Allen stresses that even external habits of health, like diet or exercise, are incomplete if the inner life is neglected. True well-being requires harmony between mind and body. This does not mean that every illness is caused by thought, but it affirms that mental states play a powerful role in either aggravating or alleviating physical conditions. By nurturing constructive thinking and emotional balance, one not only preserves health, but also enhances recovery and longevity. In short, the body reflects the mind. By choosing thoughts rooted in serenity and self-mastery, we cultivate not only a sound character, but also a healthy, vibrant life. The power of thought in achievement. Allen highlights that achievement begins in the mind. Every invention, discovery, or success first existed as an idea, nourished and strengthened by persistent thought. Dreams alone are not enough. Achievement demands disciplined thinking, clear vision, and unwavering faith in one's purpose. He argues that failure often comes not from lack of ability, but from weakness of thought, doubt, indecision, and fear. Those who rise in life are those who dare to think greatly, hold their vision steadily, and act with perseverance despite obstacles. Thought shapes not only the goal, but also the qualities needed to reach it: patience, courage, and resilience. The person who aligns thought with purpose naturally develops the habits and character required for success. Achievement, then, is the visible expression of inner mastery. By controlling thought, nurturing vision, and refusing to yield to discouragement, anyone can transform aspiration into accomplishment.
Vision and ideals as guiding forces. James Allen emphasizes that vision and ideals are the true compass of human life. They are not merely lofty dreams, but powerful forces that shape thought, character, and destiny. Without vision, a person drifts like a ship without a rudder, easily swayed by circumstance and immediate gratification. But with vision, life gains meaning, direction, and resilience. Allen illustrates that all great achievements throughout history began with vision. Inventors, artists, reformers, and leaders first held a mental picture of what could be, often in the face of ridicule or hardship. Their unwavering faith in that vision gave them strength to persevere until the invisible became visible. Likewise, each individual holds within the power to create a better life by nurturing high ideals and refusing to abandon them when difficulties arise. A vision is not simply an abstract thought, it shapes action. When the mind clings to a noble picture of what life could be, choices and habits align to support it. A person with a vision of kindness grows compassionate. One who dreams of wisdom pursues learning. Another who imagines service to others finds ways to uplift. Vision gradually transforms character, and character transforms destiny. However, Allen warns against selfish or narrow ideals. A vision rooted in greed or vanity may bring temporary gain, but ultimately collapses into emptiness. Only noble and selfless ideals uplift the individual and benefit humanity. Holding to such ideals not only strengthens the spirit, but also inspires others. In essence, vision and ideals are the seeds of greatness. By holding firmly to a worthy vision, nourishing it daily with thought and effort, and refusing to surrender it to discouragement, a person rises above limitations and sculpts a life of purpose, dignity, and lasting achievement. Serenity as the crown of life. Allen concludes his work by presenting serenity as the highest fruit of disciplined thought and purified character. Serenity is not a passive withdrawal from life, but an active strength, a calmness born of self-mastery. It is the steady mind that remains unshaken amid storms, the composed spirit that neither anger, fear, nor anxiety can disturb. This state of peace is not achieved by chance. It is earned through conscious effort. As one learns to govern thoughts, overcome selfish desires, and align with truth, inner turbulence subsides. In its place arises clarity, patience, and quiet confidence. Serenity marks the maturity of character, the crown of a life well-ordered and guided by wisdom. A serene person becomes a source of influence. Their calm presence inspires trust, diffuses conflict, and provides guidance to others in times of trial. Such individuals no longer see life as hostile, but as a field for growth. They meet difficulties without complaint, recognizing them as opportunities for strengthening the soul. Allen highlights that serenity is universal in its reward.
It brings health to the body, joy to the heart, and balance to relationships. Unlike fleeting pleasures, it endures because it is rooted in self-mastery. By cultivating serenity, one lives harmoniously with self, others, and the world. Ultimately, serenity is the crown of life, the sign that thought has been purified, vision uplifted, and purpose fulfilled. It is the silent strength of those who have conquered themselves, and in doing so, have found true peace.
The path of self-discipline and growth. James Allen stresses that self-discipline is the essential path to growth and transformation. While people often desire success, happiness, and peace, few recognize that these outcomes are the fruits of inner mastery. Without discipline, the mind becomes restless, desires scatter energy, and life drifts into confusion. Discipline, however, gathers thought and action into harmony, allowing real progress to unfold. Self-discipline begins with mastery over thought. By refusing to indulge in negativity, laziness, or selfish impulses, the individual strengthens character and lays the groundwork for lasting growth. Each act of control, whether over words, habits, or emotions, builds inner strength. Over time, discipline creates stability, giving a person the power to face challenges without being overwhelmed. Growth follows naturally from discipline because the mind becomes clear, focused, and receptive to higher truths. Instead of being enslaved by moods and circumstances, the disciplined person learns from every experience. Failures become lessons, difficulties become stepping stones, and even pain becomes a teacher pointing the way toward refinement. Allen emphasizes that true freedom is not found in indulgence, but in self-control. The undisciplined are ruled by impulses, the disciplined rule themselves. This mastery allows one to pursue purpose steadily, to elevate ideals without wavering, and to build a life of dignity and power. In essence, the path of discipline is the path of growth. It is not easy, but it is rewarding, leading step by step toward greater strength, wisdom, and serenity. Conclusion: man becomes what he thinks. Allen concludes with his central message: thought shapes destiny. Every individual is the sum of their dominant thoughts, and life itself is a reflection of the inner world. Circumstances, health, character, and achievement all mirror the quality of thinking that has been nurtured over time. If thoughts are base, filled with fear, anger, or selfishness, life reflects struggle and limitation. If thoughts are noble, rooted in love, courage, and integrity, life reflects harmony, growth, and success. Man cannot escape this law. He lives within it every moment, for thought is the silent architect of fate. Allen insists that this truth is both sobering and empowering. It places responsibility squarely on the individual, removing excuses of chance or external control. But it also offers hope, for by changing thought, one can change life. Every person holds the key to transformation within their own mind. Ultimately, the book affirms that as a man thinketh, so is he. By mastering thought, uplifting vision, and disciplining desire, one becomes the deliberate creator of character and destiny. In this realization lies true freedom, the power to build a life of peace, purpose, and fulfillment.
As we come to the end of As You Think by James Allen, we are reminded of a timeless truth. Our lives are shaped not by chance, but by the silent power of thought. Every chapter reveals how profoundly our inner world influences the outer one. Our character, our health, our achievements, and even the circumstances we face all spring from the seeds of thought we nurture daily. Allen shows us that thought is not a fleeting thing, but the very foundation of who we are becoming. Noble thoughts create noble lives, while negative thoughts bind us to limitation and struggle. This is not meant to burden us with guilt, but to awaken us to possibility. The moment we realize that we are the architects of our destiny, we also realize we hold the tools to reshape it. We learn that discipline is the pathway to growth, purpose is the compass that directs our steps, and vision is the guiding star that lifts us beyond the ordinary. When we align our thoughts with higher ideals, we gain not only achievement, but also serenity, the calm strength that crowns a well-ordered life. Serenity is not escape, but mastery, the quiet assurance that comes from harmony between mind, body, and spirit. The essence of Alan's message can be summed up in one simple yet powerful statement: as you think, so you become. If we desire change, it must begin within. By choosing thoughts of courage over fear, compassion over bitterness, and discipline over indulgence, we plant seeds of a brighter tomorrow. At WiserReads, our goal is to bring you wisdom like this, insights that not only inform, but transform, so you can live more fully and intentionally. If this journey through As You Think has inspired you, I invite you to join our community. Together, we can explore more timeless works that empower us to grow, to reflect, and to live with greater purpose. Because sometimes, just one book can change the way you see your entire life. Don't miss the next one. Subscribe and grow with us here on WiserReads.